Hey everyone, it's Tim, and it is quite the green day in the market. A lot of large caps are up drastically. We've got great earnings for Tesla. Tesla's up something like 8% today. Definitely a nice day for some larger cap tech plays, although small caps are definitely not seeing the same love. In this video, I'm going to go over a couple of small caps. I'm also going to mention AMD because we are very near breaking this low level, this 92 area, and it might be good for a breakout trade. Now, if you appreciate the content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. I put out daily videos, and I'm definitely very thankful for the support. Now, first off, let's check out TradingView's heat map. And like I said, guys, we're in general having a pretty good day. Tesla is definitely outperforming many others. Their earnings was just released. We've also got Apple, Microsoft up today. So it's definitely an overall decent day in the market. However, you can't say the same for a lot of these small caps, and we're actually going to start off with CleanSpark. We're right here back at $9. Looks like we may be breaking out of this support level. Keep an eye on it, and it's surprising because Bitcoin is right around 42,000. So to me, that's kind of surprising to see Bitcoin coming up and CleanSpark coming down. CleanSpark is just following the trends of the overall small caps. Small caps are all going down. So I definitely see it as a great opportunity to buy a couple of these. CleanSpark, no exception. Definitely a great time to add. And if you're long term on this, I think this is very solid to just continue to average through, even around 10, even higher than that. So personally, I see it as an absolute steal. That's definitely not out of the question to see CleanSpark break from this level here. It looks like it already is, like I said, breaking this $9 level. Very likely we're going to test about 850 and test this support area here. And there's definitely room for the RSI to come down a bit before becoming oversold. So I think it's very likely that we come towards this low $8 area. It does depend kind of where Bitcoin's going, of course, and of course it depends on where the small caps are going. So if we have another rough day for small caps, very likely we're going to see 855, 850 on CleanSpark, but I will be taking that as a golden opportunity to continue to add. And right now we are sitting at about a $400 million market cap, a hairline under there. I see it as a great time with this at such a low market cap. To me, over the coming years, I see CleanSpark as potentially a $5 billion market cap company. And I'm saying this, over the potential, 2-3 years from now. So a $5 billion company, we're at 400 million right now. I mean, you're looking at over a 10x right here. In my personal opinion, we will see that. And I'm very excited to see CleanSpark's earnings. Should be about a month or so, maybe a little longer, but I'm very excited to see that. We're likely going to get better revenue. Their mining update has been coming out, so it is kind of a cheat sheet. And if you haven't seen a mining update video for CleanSpark, they did give an update every beginning of the month, about the 3rd or so. They'll give a mining update, and I actually cover that every time they drop it. So I'll try to leave you guys a link down below for that if you're curious about their mining update. But it does kind of give you a cheat sheet in terms of their potential revenue that they could be making. Next up is Bngo, and we actually just had some recent news that they announced 2 new patents to protect their brand. And as said by the CEO, the patents issued last week provide further protection for our intellectual property and is expected to strengthen our global patent portfolio. We continue to strive to create powerful, scalable tools that can provide new insight into structural variants, or SVs, in key areas of clinical research, including cancer and constitutional genetic disease. So it's good to see Bionano Genomics dotting their I's and crossing their T's, keeping all of their intellectual property as theirs and covering their asses. And now this stock price has broke $2. I don't want to see us even near this $1.62 area. I don't want to see us break under it, and we'll be looking good from there. We definitely have a little bit of room to come down before we create newer lows, so I see this as a great time to add Bionano Genomics. Long term, I'm extremely bullish on this company. Short term, I think it's definitely possible that we come down to these lower levels, especially if small caps continue farther down. The MACD is looking bearish, the RSI is getting near oversold, so it's definitely possible we come down a little bit, maybe test 170 before bouncing further. But on the candles, it is still a falling knife, still possible we can come down farther. But like I said, long term, it's a great time to add in while it's under 2, in my personal opinion. I've been adding on this one over the last couple months. I think it's a great time to add Bionano Genomics. And this is my high conviction genomic play, and it's honestly my only genomic play. But let me know in the comments below what your favorite genomic play is. Is it Bionano Genomics? Is it PAC-B? Crsr? Let me know in the comments below what your favorite is. Next up is going to be Senseonics, or SENS, and this is a CGM continuous glucose monitoring play for the diabetic community, and they have the product to beat. They have a 6-month CGM, which gives a user 6 months of continuous glucose monitoring with an occasional prick on your finger to recalibrate the system. And this is definitely a very innovative product. Now, looking at it from a technical standpoint, seems like we had this trend line here, and then once we broke out of it, we tried to hold it, and then once we broke out of it, it just fell further. I mean, you can definitely see that the market reacted to this pattern here. You can tell. I mean, we tried, it just, you can see that change here. This kind of try to hold and then fall. This kind of length of trying to hold right here, we don't see that anywhere else. And we do see it kind of have a nice little bounce here, pop and break down and not be able to break back out. I think Senseonics can continue further. I personally don't want to see it hit this 150 area, and I definitely don't want to see it hit about 137, because that would mean that we're creating new lows if we break under these points. But I really like Senseonics for the long term. I think in this area it's definitely great to average through, add on to it. And I do think we're going to get some revenue increases here because of their 6-month CGM being approved for America. Likely not on this quarter, but possibly on the next quarter, maybe even the quarter after. They will be likely raising their expectations, and that's going to be great for Senseonics and great for their stock price. Next up is going to be AMD Advanced Micro Devices stock, and this one has been continuing down, and we are very near breaking our low point here, this $92 area, $91.90. Once we break this, it's definitely good for a potential breakout trade down to 100, maybe even lower. But personally, I would play it right when we break this level, play it all the way to about 90. But looking at it, it does look like a bit of a head and shoulders, head, shoulder, shoulder. We pretty much completed this pattern. We may try to push higher. We may break this low. So keep an eye on AMD. Pretty crucial area right now. However, if you're looking at this as a long-term hold, I think it's worthy of averaging through. Short-term, we can find some new lower levels. That's my personal opinion. We're looking bearish on the MACD. RSI is kind of falling, and the candles are still bearish. So I do think the AMD can very likely test $90. However, long term, I see it as a great time to add, and if it does come to 90, you know I'll be buying. Alright, next up is one I haven't really talked about much lately. I do mention it from time to time, but Corsair, I see this while it's under $20 as a great time to average through. However, it is a bit concerning that we have hit a lower low here very recently, about a month ago. We were hitting lower lows. But now, if we can establish this area, start pushing higher, this will be our higher low in fact, and we may push higher. We are bearish on the candles. MACD does look like it's still bearish, and the RSI is dropping, so we may continue farther. We may even come down towards this $18 area with Corsair. Kind of depends on just the days we get in the overall market, so watch what the overall market's doing. But I'm definitely very bullish on Corsair. I see it as a great time to average through while it's under 20. Even you could argue like 21, maybe 22. I'd probably cut off about around there, around that point, unless you want to just average all the way up to 25. That's definitely where I would cut off at the, at the highest point. I see it as a great time to add while it's 18, 19, 20 potentially, maybe 21. Their price to sales is extremely reasonable. Their PE ratio is very low. They've got a decent balance sheet. And we've got quite a ways to get back near our previous highs of about $40. Do I see us getting to 40 again, even 50? Not necessarily, but I do see this over time as a $30 stock. I definitely love Corsair. I love their products, and this computer that I'm using is a majority Corsair products. Love their fans, love their RAM, love their power supplies. I also love their streaming products, their Elgato. I actually have one. Although I'm not using that right now, I'm just hooked up directly into my camera. And if you guys are wondering what kind of camera I'm using, I'm actually using a Sony ZF-1. It's like a $900 camera. I definitely think it's worth it. Well worth the money, and I need to mess around with it because I'm sure I can get it more HD than it is. I'm sure there's just something to do with OBS. I use OBS to record, and I probably just got to tweak around with some settings there because I know this camera can do better and is capable of 4K and all that good stuff. That's just a little update for you guys. Definitely love Corsair. AMD's great. I love Senseonics at its price. Cleanspark's also looking juicy. And Bngo or Bionano Genomics is a great genomic play. Very small cap. High risk, but very high reward. But thanks so much, guys, for sticking around. Definitely appreciate you. And until next time, take it easy.